You may have to knock on the door and ask the jail to unmute you, please. Thank you. And good afternoon. Can I have your name, please?
Yes, I am Juan Feliciano.
Now calling 25T00228. This is Ypsilanti Township versus Juan Daniel Feliciano. Can I have appearances for the record, please?
Ashley Moten on behalf of Mr. Feliciano. State your name, sir.
My name is Juan Daniel Feliciano.
Okay, thank you. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. Before we get started, Attorney Moten, did you want to address the plea?
If you may, please read the charges in the complaint.
Okay, thank you. So what I have here is a misdemeanor complaint that charges that on or about February 21st of 2025 at 107 Russell Court in Ypsilanti, you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Michaela Pierce, a person with whom you reside or formerly resided, and a person with whom you have or had a dating relationship. This is otherwise known as domestic assault and battery. Do you understand the charge against you?
Yes.
Okay. This is a misdemeanor. It has a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine plus court costs or both. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So you do have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say out loud or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings, that is before, during, and after trial. You are not required to disclose citizenship status to the court, but you do have the right to consult with an attorney to see if this case would have any effect on your citizenship status. If that last part doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it. So, do you have any questions about your rights?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So, Attorney Moten, do you want to address the plea and the bond?
Yes, Mr. Feliciano will stand mute to the charges. Regarding the bond, he had no information about these allegations or a case, any warrants. The alleged victim, they have had consistent contact all this time since the date of offense. He hasn't received notice of the warrant. He learned when he was pulled over for a broken tail light that he had a warrant. He is gainfully employed. He's a father. He's 24 years old. No pending cases, not on probation, parole, no holds, no criminal history. Due to the age of the defense and the continuous contact, which he has no issue with stopping if it is necessary for that to be a part of his bond conditions. I do want to mention that the address that was stated is his home address. They do not officially live together, but again, they have had contact and she's been over there. But however, he has no issues with complying with any of the court's conditions. I do not believe for any reason he's a danger to the community or a flight risk, and we are requesting a personal bond.
Thank you. So first, the court will set a pretrial conference date that will be July 21st, 2025. That will be at 9 in the morning over Zoom in front of Judge Washington. The court will set bond with the following conditions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. You are not to purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, other dangerous weapons, or the means to create them. Any weapons that you do possess are to be surrendered. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to have contact with Michaela Pierce. When the court says no contact, what the court means is no in-person contact, no contact through the mail, no contact over the computer or phone via phone calls, text messages, emails, social media, the internet in any way, shape, or form, or through third parties. You are not to go to Ms. Pierce's place of residence, which I have is in Kalamazoo, or place of work, any place she might frequent. When the court says do not go, the court does not care. If you own a place, rent a place, or are personally invited to go to a place, do not go. You are not to engage in any sort of assaultive, threatening, harassing, terrorizing, molesting, or stalking behaviors towards Ms. Pierce or anyone else. You are not to engage in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever. And you are to appear for any and all dates set for you by the court, the next one in this matter being that July 21st pretrial over Zoom. Do you understand all of the bond conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, any questions about any of them?
No.
Okay, thank you. I will note that due to the type of charge and the potential penalty involved, there is a signed order for fingerprints. Here in the file, you will need to have your fingerprints taken if they haven't already been taken. So the bond conditions and the bond will be entered into the law enforcement information network. They will be readily accessible to any police officers that you may come into contact with. And if they have probable cause to believe that you have violated one of these conditions, they can arrest you on the spot and you'll be held for a bond violation hearing in front of a judge who may revoke your bond and set a new, more restrictive one. So at this time, the court is going to set a $10,000 personal recognizance bond. So what that means is you are not required to pay anything to get out. Basically, you are promising to appear for your next court date and to abide by all of the bond conditions. If you fail to appear or violate any bond conditions, your bond could be revoked entirely, but it would at a minimum start at $10,000. So any questions about anything I just said?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Moten, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Yes, may I do so off of the record?
You want to go into a breakout room?
Yes, if that's possible. I'll just need 10 seconds.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Feliciano, you may have to have the jail, you may need to knock on the door again to have them put you into the breakout room. The PD wants to talk to him in a breakout room.
All right, let's talk about that. The arraignment of Juan Daniel Feliciano was less about heated courtroom drama and more about untangling a quietly complicated situation. And Magistrate Hillary Braley handled it with the kind of steady patience that reminds you why calm on the bench matters. Mr. Feliciano appeared for a misdemeanor domestic matter involving someone he clearly knows, well, Michaela Pierce. In fact, the curious wrinkle here was that, despite the charge stemming from February, both parties had apparently continued seeing each other in the months that followed. Feliciano claimed he had no idea a warrant was even issued and only learned about it when he was pulled over for a broken taillight. That's not the kind of plot twist anyone wants. Defense attorney Ashley Moten stepped in with a composed presentation of the facts, noting Feliciano's lack of prior convictions, his full-time job, and his willingness to comply with any bond terms, including cutting contact with Ms. Pierce if required. And, well, it was Magistrate Braley, as she often does, didn't overplay the moment. She laid out bond conditions clearly and firmly. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no contact of any kind with Ms. Pierce, and no visits to her home or workplace. And if you've been here before, you know Braley's version of no contact means no texts, no emojis, not even a passing meme. She's thorough. It's courtroom precision without being harsh. What stood out was Feliciano's demeanor. Throughout, he didn't fidget or argue. He said yes, Your Honor, and no, Your Honor, like someone who understood the gravity of the moment without theatrics. That sincerity likely helped his case. He was granted a $10,000 personal recognizance bond, so no cash needed up front, but the judge made it crystal clear. Violate any term, the next bond won't be so lenient. The session closed with a logistical note about fingerprinting and law enforcement systems, and then, in a move that's becoming a quiet staple of these dockets, the attorney asked for a breakout room off the record. It was a reminder that even in these routine hearings, there are often personal, nuanced conversations happening just out of frame. No chaos, no shouting, just a courtroom doing its job and a young man getting a formal nudge toward accountability. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.